Hello, Rebirth the Legend here. We're going to be taking a look at a Slark game today on... Oh, I missed the action already. Okay, so quick, in the context of just go to play lanes, so Mr. Spartaness, thanks for the reply. Struggle to get last hits against aggressive offlaners. Have you had any advice for getting consistent last hits even when you're challenged? So this is actually a pretty good example. I asked for an example. Can you provide this one of you playing Slark against LC? Struggle to get last hits and try to get as much much XP as possible. So cool, let's check this out. So let's talk about your item build and how that plays into how you land. The problem with so the problem with opening without the shield is that you're gonna lose early trades. Now you will eventually get the gold for it, but in the time it takes you to get that gold, like if you end up against a tri-lane and your creep wave meets, well actually I guess that creep wave meets a lot farther up now, so you'd usually be able to get the shield, but on the off chance you can't get there and they zone you out, or let's say they steal the bounty rune so you don't have it until you get a few creeps, it can be really hard for you to trade. So that's a danger of opening with this double slippers thing, even though it is really convenient because to finish the poor man's shield you want to do that over here. So if you think you're against like a tri-lane or a dual lane or something, and you're going to be alone or with a shitty support, it could be good to just err on the side of caution and just start with a stout shield. The biggest pet peeve I have is when someone starts like a quelling blade and like no stout shield. Like stout shield is like a non-negotiable thing on melee heroes when you're safe laning. It helps you in so many ways, and when he has that poor man shield, which he does, he has PMS Tango, and you don't, you're gonna get destroyed in creep wave. So you need to really keep that in mind. Like when you're playing offlane or you're playing safe lane and you see the enemy is waiting to get that shield, that means that you can trade with them very, very efficiently until they buy that shield. So when I walk into lane, let's say the Legion had two, let's say if she had like Iron Talon Tango or something instead of Poor Man Shield Tango, I know like I gotta light this person up now. Or if she had like, let's say she had like two Tango quelling, two slippers of agility? No, so two slippers of agility, quelling blade, and tangos. Yeah, that math checks out, I think. Let's say she had that, and you know that she's trying to get the poor man shield. You start trading with her immediately. Like even if it means you're taking a little bit of creeps, you let her try and trade in that creep wave with you, because it gives you an advantage. So that's something you need to keep in mind when you go into a lane, because that's going to be a pretty big deal. But like, notice how much like you lost all this just from getting rank points right now. So he doesn't have a shield, but you do have a shield.
Well, there's that pesky horn.
That's 20, 40. 60. 80. That's 80 more HP you'd have right now. Not even, like, just from the damage block alone, not counting, well, I guess you already have the armor from that. So yeah, it would be just about 80 more HP you'd have right now, which is almost half the HP you lost. It's probably about 2/5 or so. But you have the shield now. You never want to trade with an LC. This is definitely one of the harder lanes you're going to go up against. I don't know where the fuck the Sand King went. So you're running on circles, what you want to do is aggro it back. Like, you're not... So, to quickly explain what aggro tricks are, and this is going to be your problem in this lane, if you didn't know to do it for that way, you're not going to do it for the rest of them, most likely. So, we'll give you a quick rundown of this. You can look up, there's more YouTube videos specifically about this, but it is like an extremely important laning mechanic. If you're a mid player and you don't know how to do this, it means you're the worst mid in the world. If you're a safe lane player and you don't know how to do this, it's a little less punishing because there's not as many situations in safe lane where you need to aggro. But the situations where you do need to aggro are where the oh god, sorry, I just woke up. The situations where you do need to aggro are the ones where it's most important. And the reason for that is because it's when you're in a lane, in an unfavorable 1v1, like LC 1v1ing anyone, usually does pretty well. Slark doesn't trade really well. Your goal is to get to 6 as fast as possible. And that way you get your Shadow Dance, and then you can kind of trade a little bit with her. But it's definitely going to be hard. So what aggroing is when you attack an enemy hero within 500 range of creeps. It does not matter where the enemy is, okay? So you could be standing here, like let's say you're at this little light post. You look at mid, you attack this OD. The creeps that are within 500 range of you will aggro to you for about, I think it's 2 or 3 seconds. I'm pretty sure it's 3. I'm not 100%. Yeah, so they'll start running at you for like 3 seconds, and you back up, and then the creeps get pulled towards you. So when you get really good at it, you'll understand where that 500 range is around you, and you'll be able to pull individual creeps if you want. That's what really, really good mid players do. They know how to aggro individual creeps to get their last hits. So the way this works right now is you see how your creeps are here. Those are the ones he wants the last hit. His creeps are here. What's really good when you're in a hard matchup, or one where someone could be like a tricky asshole, like Clockwork, or like Clockwork who wants to hit you with cogs. What's really good is you aggro this creep wave and you reverse it, because when they, I wish there's a, can I draw? Okay, I draw now. I don't know how to draw. Whatever. I can only draw on mini maps. Okay. So what happens when you aggro, right? So these creeps will run to you, stop, and then turn back and continue fighting the creeps. And if you're really good at aggroing, you can get them to chase you under tower. And then get those last hits. But what that causes is that your melees end up on the other side, and yours are closer. So you know when he's going to aggress upon you, because he has to walk in an unusual way. Like, you get to stand further back. Instead of you having to stand here and last hit, you'll be standing here and last hitting. That might not seem like a huge amount of space, but it's enough for you to infer intent when someone like an LC is walking up. Like, let's say you're against... I gave the Clockwork example before. Let's say there's a Clockwork here. Clockwork can walk up looking like he's going to go for a last hit, and then he could bounce you off with cogs. But if the creep wave is reversed, right, the Clock has to walk past where he would go to last hit in order to try and hit you with the cogs. So you can easily infer his intent. So this guy was like playing up on you, and you're just running around in circles. So what you want to do is you just aggro it, pull it back. The next thing I want to point out is, at the end of this, I'll load up a quick custom and I'll show you how it's done. Because I feel like I'm explaining it pretty poorly because I'm kind of tired. Yeah, so the last point I'll make in this is I wouldn't mind seeing you ferry out more regen. Once again, LC is a pain in the ass to lane against. It's going to be hard. Yeah, you're just sitting back. You're not doing anything to win the lane here. You're like, oh, well, it's a hard 1v1. I lost. Better not get any creeps. And, like, that's not like he's 5 and 4. At least make it hard for him to get the denies, you know. Let's keep the last hits denies up.
Dyer's courier. He bit the big one. There's a job opening, in case anyone's interested, for courier.
Okay.
Ooh,
we got some stuff in there, but he's still kicking the shit out of you in this lane. So right now is where you want to aggro, and like when times like this are tough, you just keep aggroing back. But since you didn't aggro, you let him get into that position where he can just run at you. The other thing you can do right now, like let's say it's like a 2v1, and if they stun you, you're scared shitless. Dude, he didn't even get forced to use a fucking tango yet. Ugh, it's so sad. The other thing you can do, like if you feel like you can't zone them out or you're not comfortable with the aggroing or whatever, well, no, never mind, scratch that. There's no not getting comfortable with the aggro. You need to learn how to do that. That is beyond important. Is you can also single pull this, so at like the 12 or 42 seconds, you pull it up, and then you attack these creeps and kill them as quickly as possible. That'll pull the creeps closer to your tower. It'll also secure you the 3 CS and the easy camp. So you know how he's able to just walk up here? If this creep wave shifts forward up to here, or goes under tower, he's he's not going to be able to play as up like that, so it naturally makes your laning easier. But your biggest issue here is that you don't know how to aggro, you don't know how to maximize what you're getting out of the lane. I don't really think. We'll watch this. We'll watch this on accelerator rate because I think the problem I'm pointing out right now is just so like paramount that it's like the main reason you're gonna lose these lanes and that you're gonna struggle. Like, there's no point. Like, I could watch and see how you also fuck up the mid game, but when you're like why are we gonna? What's the term I'm looking for? Like, entice fruit from a toxic tree or something like that. I fucking butchered that phrase. The idea is, like, if your start is bad, why am I going to look past that to see what you could fix, you know? Like, I'm sure there's things I can tell you about your mid-game movement. See, you're still not aggroing forward. Like, obviously you don't know how, so that's the problem. But that's like the staple of knowing how to lane in safe lane. Is this a slowing, I'll say? I don't know what this fucking... Like, his Sand King is stupid. So just to talk about what the Sand King did. He just ignored you, came back 5 minutes later after this LC's had his way with you, and then... That's a shitty ward, too. And then proceeded to still do nothing.
I'll take your tribute. Double damage!
Alright, let's see if we're maximizing here. So he's still in level 4. Well, it's only 5 minutes of the game. They're slow in the queue, too. But, like, you just have so much fear in your heart right now. Not really without reason. Yeah, you don't ever want to trade with him. He'll take that trade every day of the week because LC has really high base armor. Actually, holy shit, I'm not right about that. He only has 4 base. He doesn't have high base armor. He trades really well with Moment of Courage, or she trades really well with Moment of Courage and press the attack. And you don't have any sort of sustain until you hit level 6. Yeah, this Sand King's retarded. This is the awkward part. Right now, I'd say it's okay to send yourself some tangos and a clarity. You don't want to get kicked out of lane until you're like... You want to stay in lane until you're like level 6, and then you can sustain really well. But like right now, you have no ability to do that at all, and it's very unfortunate. So, you still have a fair amount of HP, but like one nuke and you're fucked again. So like I wouldn't hesitate to send out some tangos and a clarity. You did actually recover well. You did surpass him in last hits, because I think he left the lane for a little while. Like, that's another thing about those aggressive... Wait, do you have... No. Picture's fucked. But that's another one of those things, like, if you can communicate with your team and you're in a difficult lane, those, like, one rotation and kill on that offlaner can completely shift the lane, too. So we'll watch until 10 minutes, and I'll go into a lobby, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I guess I'll do it as a separate video.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? It's a killing spree over here.
Yeah, so you don't want to be scared to send yourself clarities. One note on Slark, when you use Dark Pact, it does cancel your clarities. So you can't jungle with clarities like you can with a lot of other heroes, because when you take the Dark Pact damage, you cancel your clarity, because Dota's fucking stupid. So that's rather unfortunate. Another thing, if he was spamming out his Q, a stick would have been very good. I wasn't paying that much attention to how he was using it. I don't think he was spamming it a lot. But yeah, you do have to watch out for that. Good guy that is beyond poor.
Ooh, Dire, you gotta fortify them middle towers under attack.
But yeah, so you don't end the lane horribly. Like, you started off really bad in the first 3 minutes, but you recovered kind of okay. Once you like left the lane, you felt comfortable trading with him a little bit.
Dire's top tower under attack.
That sucks. Well, sure you can.
Dire's middle
Alright.
towers under attack.
Alright, enough of this shit. What the fuck is this? How the hell are they playing? Oh, Euro Battle Cup, that's why. Alright, fuck it. We'll do the same one. I don't feel like making another one. After I look at this, I'll try and,
All pick.
After we look at this, I'll try and yeah, words are fucking hard when you're tired. Oh, I'll look for a game of mine. I'm sure I have a recent one where I used creep aggro. Oh yeah, I always use it, but to where I use it to a wow. I always use creep aggroing, but to where I use it to a high degree.
Shall not prevail. Reward and virtue.
Alright.
The path is clear.
Oh my fucking... Okay. Great.
I go. I'm under attack.
Okay.
Onward.
There we go.
None shall hinder me.
Alright. So I see the axe, I attack him, and then I move back. You see how the creeps aggro me for that, I think that was 2 seconds. And I can keep doing that.
Out of my way.
And it's only going to be creeps within 500 range of me. So 500 range is about where I am to maybe about here.
Yes.
You'll eventually be able to feel it out pretty well. But just to give an example, like if I do this right now, he should, well, he died too quickly, but he should start attacking me. So now that I'm in range for the range creep too, he should also go after me. Before I just wasn't in range for the range creep. But here, like, I can aggro all of them again. The one who was on low HP
Tis on thy
would have been very close. Now to show you, like, let's say if this laner's not here or whatever, you can't see him for a second because you think he's hiding in the tree lane, but for some reason you want to aggro, right? Let's look at this. See? It doesn't matter where the enemy hero is on the map. It matters where you are in relation to creeps when you execute the attack. So, as an aside to that, 2 extra things with that. If you have an orb, like a silencer, God damn it. Where the fuck did he go? Okay.
I go.
Well, I created a silencer, but he apparently disappeared to the nether. Oh, there he is.
I.
So look, I attack, they aggro, okay? But when I have glaives leveled, I attack. No aggroing. That's why glaive heroes are really good at zoning. Or sorry, not glaive. Heroes with some sort of orb are really good at zoning. Jakiro's the same way. When Jakiro uses his E, it does not aggro. It's only for click cast orbs like frost arrows, searing arrows, obviously glaives. You know, if you can activate it on and off. AM's mana break obviously doesn't work like that because you can't physically click. It has to be one that you activate to click. Let's see, what was the other thing I was going to say? Aggroing, orbs. Man, I had another tip about it. I can't remember what it was.
I go.
Fucking bullshit axe, motherfucker.
Not
Oh.
a whisper.
God, my brain's just farting right now. It's a good tip, too. Oh well, so we'll just end that one there. I'll take a look for a game where I show how to aggro. Yeah, but so hopefully it gives you an idea.
None shall hinder me.
Oh, you know what? We'll do one more thing. The fuck is my creep wave?
I go.
Alright, whatever. This is fun. This is not fun at all.
Out of my way.
Okay, we need to fix this problem.
Well-gotten gains.
Alright, here we go. So, like, this is how your creep wave would normally meet, more or less. So I aggro this, I pull it towards me. You see other creeps now switch sides. Now, like... Oh, I can't... No, well, that pause doesn't work, so I can't control the axe. God damn it. Okay. So here, if the axe wants to walk up and creep, I can't telegraph when he's gonna call. because he's naturally going to be walking up there and doing it, right? Like, if he's trying to call me in the creep wave, it'd be very hard for me to tell this right now. But when... God damn it.
Yes.
But when I reverse these creeps, now my creeps are on this side, he has to walk past them to actually catch me in the call. So if he wants to call my creeps, like, I don't give a shit, there's nothing I can do about that, right? But if he wants to walk, if he wants to get me in that call and try and harass me, it's very obvious to me when he's going to do things like that.
As thou wilt.
Let's try to show this better here. Okay. So like right now he'd walk up to creep, catch me in a call here, and I'd be sad. But I reverse the creep wave. Okay, well that wasn't as good, but the general just still stands where the creep switch sides. And it's harder for him to tell where I am. Man, I should make a better video of this one day when I'm not tired. Alright, we're gonna end this here. But I feel like you get the general idea. You need to pull them back. Like if he's playing super aggressive, I need to never be a creep wave, and I'm just like,
I'll strike thee down.
Like I'll just keep aggroing these and pulling them, and take the creep as it walks to me.
I light in the darkness.
Like if this idiot wants to run through a creep wave and keep like attacking me, you punish him for that. Like your LC wouldn't have been able to get away, do that with me because I would just keep aggroing and running away.
Truth compels me.
Oh, I'm sure most people are aware of this trick, but when you're let's say you're under tower, as soon as you attack someone under tower, those same aggro rules apply to towers, the same way they do to creeps. So if you attack an enemy here when you're under a tower, that tower will immediately target you. The way to de-aggro that is by clicking your own creeps. Doesn't matter if they're in deny range, just by yeah, give an example.
Now count thy costs. I
You
bow
gotta
thy
get
will.
serious. Top tower's under attack.
See? I clicked one of the creeps, and a thing to me.
Get
Click
thee hence.
that guy, re-aggros to me, take it off him. So what you want to do is if you're ever tower
None
diving,
shall hinder me.
you attack the enemy and you de-aggro. You attack the enemy and you de-aggro, and you literally just de-aggro at every possible second you can. Yeah. So like right in between your attacks, you de-aggro. You want to be constantly resetting the aggro so that when you go to retreat, you get as few hits on you as possible. But that's kind of unrelated to winning a lane. All right, so I was gonna end this video 7 times. We're gonna end it now. We kind of discussed the aggroing. Once you integrate that, you're gonna find your lanes are way easier.